Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Chandler here, and today I'm going to be giving out some tips that I have learned, and also what the devs have told us about Beat Saber of getting like the max amount of points so you can rise up on the scoreboard. We're going to be looking at 3 different photos, and let's go ahead and get started. First photo that the devs have given us is the swing angle before the cut should be at least 90 degrees for 70 points max. So that just means that whenever you're coming down on a block, you want to be, basically your arm needs to be straight up, or if your wrist is flexed, your saber needs to be just straight up in the air and you come down. And then same for coming up on a block, you want to be able to flex your wrist or your arms entirely if you have enough time and come up at it at a 90-degree angle or more, and you can get up to 70 points just from that. So if you find yourself getting like 30 points on a block or something, it's because you're not putting the saber up at a high of an angle. You're having it pretty low and you're just tapping it essentially. So you don't want to do that. Moving on to the next photo. You should continue moving and make at least 60 degrees angle after the cut, and this will give you an additional 30 points. Now this just kind of happens. I wouldn't worry too much about this one. Whenever you swing through a block, your arm's going to go down, obviously. And anyways, you should learn how to just, since there's a lot of patterns to go up, down, side, side, you should learn to already have your wrist or arm going down at the angle to prepare for another 90-degree cut for a max amount of points. And even if you just swing at a block, your arm or your wrist should naturally just go down at that angle. So this one isn't too worrisome. It's pretty easy, but you guys shouldn't be thinking too much about this one. The last photo is you can get 10 more points based on how close to the center of the cube you cut. More similar to these 2 parts, or more points you'll get. So basically just cut down the middle of the block. People used to think that the harder you hit, the more points you got, but obviously it's not true now. I mean, you don't need to completely try to obliterate the block whenever you swing. I mean, you can go nice and easy, but just make sure you try to get as close to the center as possible. And the most amount of points you can get is 110 points. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and tell you a new grip style that has helped me, and if you're struggling in Beat Saber, it may help you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this controller. So instead of holding it the traditional way, I actually slide my hand through, rest my finger on top right here, and I hold the controller like this. Doing this allows me to flex my wrist easier so I can go down, turn it down, because I was struggling with uppercut points. I was getting 70s, 60s, 70s on every single block. But once I started doing this, I was able to flex my wrist more and it was more comfortable. And also I started holding it like this because I could go down really easy and I can go up really easy. So I actually hold my controller sideways basically whenever I play, and it helps me get more points. I can't do that like this as much. And also it's a tighter grip. You don't feel like you're going to throw your controller, and you feel more in control whenever you do that. It's more centered on your hand, so it actually feels like everything's more precise. Alright, now let's get into me playing a game on Beat Saber with this new style.